Okay, let's get this thing started. Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Michaels. I am a service agent from Generation Esports, and today we are going to discuss everything you need to know for the fall season. So, the purposes of today's session, we're going to meet the HSEL team, how the High School Esports League works. That includes games, tiers, structure, and formats of our tournaments. We're going to discuss the competition platform demonstration, including how to register your rosters for our tournaments, where to find our resources, and we will connect you with other educators in esports. So, let's meet the HSEL team. As I mentioned at the beginning, my name is Josh Michaels. I moved to Baton Rouge about 12 years ago after growing up in Kansas City. I came down here to study English communications and broadcast journalism. I've been with Generation Esports for just under 2 years now. I started in January of 2022. I am a success agent and platform service agent. I represent the West region for Generation Esports. I also got my start in support, where you might have run into me if you've had an issue with your match or with the website. I have a passion for what we provide to students and teachers. And like I just mentioned, I am an expert of the platform through my technical support work. My favorite game is Sea of Thieves, and my favorite esport is Rocket League. So, let's talk about the HSEL overview. The High School Esports League, HSEL, is the largest and longest operating competitive gaming organization serving high school students and educators. We have been around for just about 11 years, and we do it the best. We have revised our mission statement, so I'm going to go ahead and read that for you really quick. Our mission is to leverage the power of esports to provide every student gamer with an opportunity to find and pursue their passions through gaming and learning in school. By integrating esports into the school environment, we provide a platform for students to develop critical skills such as teamwork, communication, problem solving, and resilience. We strive to create an inclusive community where students thrive academically and socially, using esports as a catalyst for improved attendance, increased engagement, and overall educational success. So let's talk about HSEL info and structure. We're offering three new tiers of competition. So what the HSCL has always done is we've offered our major tournaments. So that's the fall and the spring. The difference is this year is it's going to be a little bit more casual, but still have that competitive edge to it. Next, we're offering HSCL training grounds. This is for new developing teams, no playoffs or prizing. Again, we'll go over all of these in just a second. Last but not least, the one that we're most excited about is HSCL Premier. This is intended for highly competitive teams, and it is the most direct path to HSCL Nationals. So let's talk about the major. Our seasonal calendar, you can see here, everything that's highlighted in purple on the calendar will be our preseason dates. That will be September 18th through September 29th. Everything highlighted in green is our regular season. That will run from October 2nd to November 17th. And then our playoffs will begin November 27th and run through December 15th. Again, each roster plays one match per week for 6 weeks worth of competition. So that means if you have a Rocket League roster, 3v3, they will play on Thursday once per week. Registration will remain open all season long for majors and training grounds. That's always been the same. That's the way that we've always run it. And what's new this year is instead of 1 or 2 days of makeup matches like we've done in the past, our competitive team has spoken about this. We've taken a lot of feedback, and instead of just 1 or 2 days, we're going to open up an entire week of makeup windows at the end of the regular season. We know that inevitably there are weather days, sick days, whatever it might be, matches do get missed. Well, you're going to have plenty of time to make it up towards the end of the regular season over the span of 1 week. So the games in our weekly schedule, you can see that we have a lot of titles, a lot of new titles to HSCL this fall that we are really excited to tell you about. For Counter-Strike 2 on Monday, there is a caveat there. We've run CSGO in the past. Counter-Strike 2 was supposed to be released this summer. We're still waiting for the title to be released. If it is not released by the start of our regular season, we will delay that tournament. We will not move forward with older CSGO. We are only looking towards playing CS2. 10-minute chess stays on Mondays, And what's really exciting, you'll notice there, Rocket League 2v2. So we've also taken a lot of feedback from coaches and students concerning Rocket League. We ran 2v2 in the middle school space, and it was very successful. So we're very excited to bring Rocket League 2v2 to coaches and students this fall. That will be played on Mondays. And then below that, you can see Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We're very excited to bring the Nintendo titles to you this fall. That will include Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Splatoon 3, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But moving on to Tuesday, you can see we're going to offer Halo Infinite, Minecraft, Brawlhalla, and there's Splatoon 3. On Wednesday, it will be Valorant and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then on Thursday, it will be our traditional Rocket League 3v3, Rainbow Six Siege. That will be either PC or console, your choice. And then we're really excited to bring Apex Legends back to HSEL. That will also be completely free to play. The queue times for each game title will vary. You can see a full list of queue times by visiting our help site. So, regional competitions. We did this last year, and we're going to bring it back to the major for Rocket League 3v3, Brawlhalla, and Valorant. Those three titles will be regional. So if you are located in the central region, for instance, you will register for the central. If you win that region, you will play teams from that group of states within the playoffs. And then if you win that, you will win the central region. So we've broken it up into the west, central, south, and east regions. Playoffs and finals remain within the region, like I just mentioned. And if you win your region, you will get an invitation to our HSEL wild card tournament. And what that is it's an opportunity for you to compete in a wild card tournament to qualify for a spot in nationals. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this meeting, the Premier League will be the fastest route to nationals, but we still wanted to make sure that teams that were competing within the major, since it's such an elite group or an elite number of teams within Premier, we wanted to make sure that those national teams in the major or in the regional major still had an opportunity to compete for scholarship money. Training grounds will be national for all titles that are included in it. We'll go over more of that in just a second. So we're also introducing conference tournaments. We wanted to do this to maximize the number of championship opportunities available. We've implemented additional divisions to the following fall major competitions. So for chess, Halo Infinite, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Minecraft, Rainbow Six Siege, PC only, Rocket League 2v2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Splatoon 3. If you are living in Mountain Pacific, Alaska, Hawaii, you will obviously want to register for our Pacific time zone. If you are located in the central region or the eastern seaboard of our map, then you will want to register for the Atlantic time zone for these titles. So let's discuss further about HSEL training grounds. We take a lot of feedback from coaches and students. We're constantly trying to develop our league based on that feedback. And one of the biggest things that we were hearing a lot from coaches was that they would have a brand new program. They would have kids that would be registered into the major, and they'd get into good competition. They would get their butts kicked. They would suddenly find themselves 0-3, and they wouldn't want to return to the program. They would get discouraged. So the idea behind this was to focus on fostering student development. The HSEL Training Grounds provides a beginner-friendly competitive experience in a low-stakes environment, meaning that there will be no playoffs or no prizing. It is meant to be a developmental environment for esports programs. So if your kids get in there, they're not going to feel the pressure of having to try and maintain a record or stay on a leaderboard or strive towards prizing. It is strictly meant for them to get their foot in the door, their feet wet, if you will, in the esports competitive space. It will be consisting of numerous games and flexible scrimmage opportunities, meaning that unlike the major and premier, players and rosters can join every queue in the same day instead of just one. So if your kids had a great time playing at 3 o'clock, there's going to be additional queue times later in the evening. They'll be able to play all of them since they're not going to be recorded to a leaderboard or a record, right? So it's just meant for them to get some good competition with other teams around the nation, get their foot in the door, if you will. And if you see them excelling, you can always bump them up into the major. So if you get 3 weeks in, your kids are kicking butt, why not move them up and give them a chance to start competing for scholarships or prizing for them in the school? So the fall training ground schedule, you can see it's a lot of green, right? So September 18th through the 29th, that's the preseason for the fall major. And you can see that it's going to run all the way through playoffs. So if your kids stay in training grounds all season, they're going to have so many opportunities to play, and registration will remain open all season long. So, if you have kids that come into the program that are brand new, maybe they come in a little bit late, like November, and they're not going to be able to make up enough matches, but you still want to get them in competition in the club, by all means, get them signed up and have them run through training grounds all the way through December. So the fall training grounds game schedule, you can see that Monday it's going to be chess, Rocket League 2v2. Tuesday we're going to offer Minecraft and Brawlhalla. Wednesday it will be Valorant. Thursday will be traditional Rocket League 3v3. So HSEL Premier 101, we are going to have webinars specifically for Premier 101 because we know that there's going to be a lot of questions. But just to kind of get you a brief summary of what it's going to be like, Premier is the upper echelon of HSEL competition. Only the top 16 schools per region will qualify for the pre-scheduled round robin season. Schools that do not qualify will have their registration moved into the fall major tournament. So from September 18th to September 29th, there will be a qualifying tournament. I believe it's a total of 6 matches. You need a minimum requirement of 4 played, with a max of 5 being playable. So you'll have 6 opportunities to play a match. You can play a max of 5 with a minimum required of 4. Once that is concluded, the top 16 teams from that region will be placed into the Premier tournament, and then the schedule will be built out on a round robin format, meaning that all teams will play each other at least once. You'll know your schedule from week 1 to the end of the regular season. And the idea behind this is, let's say that your team's 3-0 and you see an opponent that's 3-0 and you have them coming up on the schedule in 2 weeks, you can go ahead and start scouting that team. So there's a lot more strategy involved, and it's kind of a brilliant idea. HSEL Premier, if you think that your kids are good enough, get them registered in there, have them play those qualifiers. And like I just mentioned earlier, if they don't do well in the qualifier, no worries, we will automatically move them down into the major in their region. So Premier offers the most direct path to HSCL Nationals through either winning your region or winning the wild card. Like I mentioned in the slide that we were talking about the fall major, if your kids win the major, they will go into that wild card tournament and they will have a chance to compete to get back into nationals. For more information on HSEL Premier, please register for one of our webinars. We'll have a couple of them coming up in the next few weeks. So new this winter, we're offering another season, HSEL Winter. It's a full season of competition, just condensed into a total of 3 weeks. So the registration will open November 1st. It is priced separately or included with an unlimited annual access purchase. If you are a part of Gaming Concepts or you have purchased an unlimited annual access subscription through us, then you and your team will have access to HSCL Winter. You will play twice a week instead of just once. And what's really cool about this as well is, if let's say you're in the state of Missouri, if you have 16 teams from that state that register, we will build you a 16 team tournament and we will unlock a state level competition for you and your state. It will not be 15, 14. You have to hit that sweet number of 16. And we all know how much schools like to say they are state champions. So this might be a tremendous opportunity for you and your team. If you can drum up enough interest within your state to register, we will build the tournament for you. If you don't reach that sweet 16 number, no worries. You will be just placed into the national pool where you'll play other teams from around the country. So how do we play a match? The idea that we've designed the queue system was for no more forfeits, no more reschedules. You get to choose when you compete. The way that it works is students log in by a designated time. We offer multiple options in the evening. These options are referred to as our queue windows. You will be matched against another team that is also online, and matchmaking attempts to create a fair and fun match by a couple different ways. You find an opponent with a similar win-loss record. So if you get 3 weeks in, you're 3-0, the queue system will try to automatically match you with somebody that's either 2-1 or 3-0. And you will also try and each week try to find you a different, new, unique, or unplayed opponent, somebody that you've never played before. That's the way that we've designed the queue system. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and play a quick video on how the queue system works, and yeah, enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Acosta with Generation Esports. Today we're going to talk about using the queue system for both team-based games and solo competitions on the Generation Esports platform. Step 1. Playtimes. First, you'll want to navigate to the Today's Playtimes window on the dashboard. Using the drop-down menu, ensure that you have selected the correct tournament. For this example, let's use Rocket League. As you can see, the queue will not allow you to join until the specified time window. Once the queue window opens, the Join Queue button will turn green. Click to enter the queue. Please note, substitute players will not need to enter the queue. Step 2. Queue time. For team-based games, a party window will appear. The party window will show you when the match generates, how many players you currently have in the queue, and how many players you need to start the match. You can also see offline players, spectators, and the chat box. You will not be placed into the matchmaking pool or receive a match until the required number of players are present in the queue. When the timer hits 0, your team will be taken to the match page with your opponent. Step 3. Match page. This page will function a bit differently depending on the game you're playing, but typically it will look like this. Both teams are required to communicate in the match chat on the right to coordinate the match. The home team is responsible for setting up the custom game lobby. The home team is identified in the banner section above, alongside the game format and rules. Once the lobby information is shared with everyone, all players will enter the information in-game to join. The bottom of the match page lists every player's in-game name, including substitutes. This information should be used to cross-reference the players in-game with their platform information. If there are any inaccuracies, please contact support. When the match concludes, the winning team will return to the match page to report the score. In this example, we will use a best-of-5 scenario, so the overall score will be reported as 3-2. Some titles also require reporting the score of each game, referred to as round or goal differential. Round differential can influence tiebreakers on the leaderboard. You can also share your results on social media. We hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.
All right. Thank you, Alex, for that. So let's talk about other competition opportunities. One thing that we like to offer is our Youth Winners Circle. This is where Overwatch and League of Legends will be played. Overwatch 2, excuse me. It will be separate from HSEL. We have to do it this way due to the way that the publishers would like the tournaments run, but it still has its age restrictions of 13 to 18, but you are not required to be affiliated with a school. So if you have some students that are interested in playing with other kids that are in the district, or if they have friends that are in the neighborhood, as long as they are between the ages of 13 and 18, they can create a team. It will follow the same schedule as the HSCL Fall Major, and you can always visit our Youth Winner Circle page for registration. The participation is 100% free. It will not cost you anything. And like I mentioned, it will be League of Legends and Overwatch 2. Also, like I mentioned, these tournaments run independently from HSEL with their own rules, schedules, and prizes. So what happens if we win? Let's talk about some prizing. Prizing and scholarships, do students win cash? Absolutely not. The way that it works is our nonprofit partner holds scholarship funds in escrow for the students and sends them directly to their post-secondary institution. So when your student graduates and they choose the academy that they are wanting to attend, what they'll do is they'll fill out they will get a prizing form or a scholarship form from our VEF, our Varsity Esports Foundation. They will fill that out, and then we will send the scholarship money to that university to cover their books, whatever it might be, tuition. Yeah, so that's how that process will work. And how many ways are there to win? So you have the National Invitational Placement, that's for scholarships. Playoff placement, you get in-kind prizing. Pricing participation in quests, and many other ways to go about winning prizes. So, with participation in quests, your students could have an opportunity to win gift cards, Amazon gift cards, things like that. With playoff placement, if you win your major, your kids are going to get, or if you place top 3, your kids can receive medals, plaques, the schools can receive trophies, all those kinds of things. Do I need to coach my students? So this is a question that pops up quite often. So there's the coach idea versus the general manager idea. So gaming knowledge is helpful, but it's not necessary. I work personally with teachers who are just there to create the team. They set everything up, and then they let their students run everything. So if you have a student that's excelling, showing good leadership skills, you can go ahead and encourage them to take up the mantle. They can be the general manager for you. You can make them a team captain, and then that way they can help you manage rosters. They can help you register for tournaments. They can help you invite students to the team, all those kind of things. There's a good chance that your students will already know the games, so you can train them on other things like productive communication, mental fortitude, digital citizenship, teamwork, leadership, healthy habits. I can give you a beautiful example. I worked with a teacher who told me that they had a student who was wheelchair bound. And when this student graduated, the student's mother came up to the coach at graduation in tears, thanking him for giving her child an opportunity to be a part of a team that they wouldn't otherwise have. So that's the kind of powerful things that can happen with esports. You don't necessarily have to know the game or the games that are being provided, but just being there, being a coach, having the program, and allowing your kids to, have productive communication, teamwork, leadership, all those things that some kids can't do otherwise that you could get from other sports. So it just depends on how you feel you would like to handle it, but you do not have to know the games or know how to coach in order to be an effective coach or administrator for your team. So managing teams and rosters, our team has worked very hard over the summer to come up with all these helpful guides on our YouTube page. You can find those links on YouTube. We'll also give you links to our help site as well at the conclusion of this webinar. But very quickly, I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and yeah, enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Acosta from Generation Esports. Today I'll walk you through how to invite and manage team members. Let's start with inviting members to your team. Once you've created your team, you'll start by clicking Teams on the left-hand side of your screen. Next, select the team you'll be managing. After choosing the team, you'll be on the Team Info page. To add new team members, select Members, and from there, add new members. You'll then want to generate a link to share with your team. Copy that link and send it to your teammates. For team members under the age of 13, contact our team to finalize this process. Once the teammates make a Generation Esports account, they will appear below the members. Users will then be prompted to make game connections. As you can see, Brodog Wright has Minecraft, and Tyler has many games added. If you want to verify a player's active battle pass, click the Passes button. Next, you'll see 3 dots beside a member's name. Next, a drop-down menu will appear, which enables you to assign a role to a member if you so choose. For this tutorial, I'll select Make Captain, and after designating our captain, a star will appear next to their name. Captains can create, manage, and register rosters. It's a pretty important role if you ask me, so choose wisely. With that, good news! That's everything you need to know about inviting members to your team. Next on our docket is managing your roster. To add rosters to your team, navigate to the left-hand side of the page and select Teams. A menu will appear to let you click on your team. Once you're on the Teams page, click on Rosters. If you don't have a team, create a new one and select the name that best suits your squad. After you selected the perfect name, choose the game in which your team will compete. Once a game is set, the Add Members tab will turn green. What does this mean, you ask? This indicates that your team members have Rocket League as a game connection. If it's still gray, you have no team members with that game connection. Once this tab is green, add members to cause the next step to appear. As a team admin, you'll see your team members appear. You can either search for members or scroll down until you find the member you'd like to add. I'll proceed to add 3 members to my Rocket League team. When they're added, you have a couple things available to do. First, selecting a member will prompt you to remove them. Second, by selecting the 3 dots, you can make that member the captain. If you've completed the roster, scroll down to check off the box and save your progress. Congratulations! You can now see your newly formed roster. That wasn't so bad, right? If you'd like to make more changes to your desired roster, you can either click the name or the 3 dots on the right side. On this page, you'll see that you can either edit or delete your roster, which is only possible if your roster is not competing in a tournament. If your team is registered for a tournament, you cannot delete their roster. For more assistance, please follow our registration guide after you've completed making your team. Until next time.
Okay, so now we're going to play a couple more videos really quickly. We're going to discuss game connections and how important they are, and then there is a registration guide video that follows. So thank you and enjoy.
Understanding how to manage one's game connections is crucial to understanding the Generation Esports platform. And for competitive integrity, we require you to have game connections present before any competition. The process is similar among most games. However, game connections with developer validations are the exception, but we'll get to that later. And don't worry, adding a game connection is easy. So let's get started. First, navigate to the Connect Games button on the left-hand side of your screen. Your game connections will be listed here. Next, press the Add Game Connections button. This pop-up window will appear. Next, you'll open the Game drop-down menu and find the game you're trying to connect. For this example, we'll select Rocket League. You'll then type your name exactly as it appears in-game to the screen name section and press Save. Your account is now eligible to be added on your team's roster and register for tournaments. This process is the same for Minecraft. However, you'll need to ensure your Minecraft name was typed correctly. If you're having trouble validating your Minecraft account, please refer to our Minecraft troubleshooting guide. We will now show you how to add game connections for developer-validated titles like League of Legends or Valorant. Press the Add Game Connections button, and the Game Connections pop-up window will appear. For this example, we'll select Valorant from the drop-down menu. Next, we'll press the Connect Riot ID button. This will take you to a new web page where you'll type in your Riot Games account username and password. Next, you'll press Sign In. Once it validates your account, you're done. Valorant will appear on the Game Connections page. However, a potential issue to be aware of is if you change your in-game name, you may experience issues until you re-add your game connection. Fortunately, this can be resolved by deleting your old game connection. To do that, simply click the red trash can on the right side of your old game connection. After that, press Add Game Connection and follow the steps we previously covered using your new in-game name. We hope this helped. If you have any questions, please visit some of the other guides on our page or contact support. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you, Alex. Escape full screen. And we will go ahead and watch this next video on how the registration process will work.
Hi, this is Alex Acosta from Generation Esports. Today I'll walk you through step-by-step how to fully register for a tournament. Let's start with returning competitors before diving into the tutorial for new users. For new users, we recommend skipping ahead for a more curated guide. Now then, if you've competed with us before or have a team and a roster that is ready, registering for a tournament is easier than ever. First, you'll go over to the left-hand navigation and click on Tournaments. Next, you'll find yourself on the Discovery page for new tournaments. There are a few different ways to sort for the tournament you're looking for. You can either sort by joined communities, which will sort by the communities you've already joined, or you can sort by community-free tournaments. These are relevant for tournaments like Youth Winners Circle. For this video, I'm going to sort by joined communities to search for the HSEL Spring Major Rocket League Tournament. Next, we'll click here because registration will happen on this page. You'll now see registration in the top left of your screen. Here, you can click for the first step, which is to select your team. Now, you should see your team highlighted in yellow. This means your team is eligible. Select your team of choice, and from there, you'll see all your created rosters. For example, next, I'll select Rocket League Team Black. For some tournaments, including HSEL Rocket League, you will be prompted to select a division. Select your division and hit Continue. Registration is now complete. Easy enough, huh? Finally, you'll go to the left-hand side of the screen and go to Dashboard. To compete, look under Today's Playtimes on your game day and enter the queue. Best of luck from there. For users new to our platform, you're in luck. The new registration flow makes it easier than ever to get started. First, head to the left-hand tab and select Tournaments. Here, you'll see all the tournaments Generation Esports has to offer. To search your specific tournament like HSEL, search for HSEL, and a list of tournaments with the criteria will populate. Select the tournament of your choice. The entire registration process takes place from this tournament page. Next, the top left of your screen will indicate how to begin registration. For this tournament, I don't have a team or a registered roster. Here's how we can change this from the screen. Select Create Your Team. Now, you'll see your newly created team. Select your roster in yellow. For some tournaments, including HSEL Rocket League, you will be prompted to select a division. After selecting a division, if applicable, please select Continue, and you'll be informed that your registration is now pending because you need to meet certain requirements. Fortunately, tracking what steps you need to do next are simple, and they're even sent to your email, and are tracked on the dashboard, which is what we'll look at next. To find any pending registrations, go to the dashboard, and under Today's Playtimes, you'll see pending registrations. To see more details, click the down arrow. These next steps are crucial to complete. The yellow bar at the top shows how long until registration is closed. As you can see, I'm not part of HSEL. To become part of HSEL, click the Communities tab on the left side. You'll see HSEL. Click Learn More, and then click on Join. From here, you can fill out an application to join HSEL. Once finished, that box will be checked off. For more information on managing your team and building your roster, please view our registration guide for your appropriate community.
All right. Thank you again, Alex, for all of that wonderful information. Let me go back into slideshow presentation mode. So next I want to talk to you about our esports educators community. We have developed a Discord server for our educators. If you are not aware of what Discord is, it is a communications application typically used by gamers. There are text and voice functionalities. We have a hyperlink to Discord 101 in case you want to learn more about it. The idea behind it is to connect with other educators in your region and within the entire esports community that we have created. We will share the invite link to this in the chat. And again, once this meeting concludes, all of these slides will be emailed to you as well with this presentation. So you should have access to everything then. So let's talk about upgrading your esports program with some curriculum. So we work with former educators that have written a beautiful curriculum that is brilliant. And the idea behind it is that there are esports career connections outside of just sitting in the chair and using the controller or the keyboard and mouse. There's business opportunities, competitive opportunities. You can find education out of it, events and production, mental health, marketing, media and content. And the way that it's written is there's 5 ways to go about using the gaming concepts courses to equip your students with the CTE tools to level up for college and their career. It is STEM based. It touches on mental wellness and career readiness. It encourages teamwork, honing in writing abilities, teaching industry standard skills, creating digital portfolios that they can carry with them into college and beyond, and cultivating confidence into your students just through gaming concepts curriculum. The 5 stages of courses that are offered are middle school digital life skills, the gaming concepts fundamentals, gaming concepts interactive media, and new this fall, we released the gaming concepts shoutcasting and gaming concepts streaming. If this is something that you're interested in, you can reach out to one of your your region person from the success team, and they can get you hooked up with one of our gaming concepts experts that represents your region. So where can I learn more? Like I just mentioned, the VOD and slides from this recording will be sent to you tomorrow morning via email. If you need help getting started, you can always book a call with a Scholastic esports consultant like myself or one of my colleagues. If you need help registering for a tournament or using the Game Plan LMS, which is what our gaming concepts curriculum is built onto, you can always contact our service team, myself, or another one of my colleagues. And if you're having issues with the platform, you can always use that little help bubble that's located at the bottom right hand screen of any page you navigate to on the Generation Esports platform. You can also access our help site by using that link. There's tons of detailed information in there. I highly recommend that you bookmark the help site homepage. It will help you tremendously with rules, games that are offered, overviews for all of the tournaments. All those types of things are in there and written specifically for you. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and open this up to questions. If you don't have any questions, thank you for joining this webinar, and we really, really look forward to having you guys competing with us this fall. Thank you.